welcome to my little corner. We do art here. Yes, this time we're not painting on an object, but rather we'll be painting postcards. Yes, now clap. I just thought it'd be fun to paint something different from what I have painted so far this year. And I've been meaning to use this up for a while. I bought this, I used only one, and then I never touched it again, as you can tell from how pristine this looks. So yeah, postcards. If you are wondering what happened to my paper that I had here, I may or may not have spilled coffee all over it, so that's why it's missing. I had to take it all off, and now you can see this lovely wood. It is very grainy, so yeah, not painting straight on it ever. Alright, I will be using the throught paints because like they're cute. It's messy. Just ignore that. Just ignore the mess, okay, please. And ta-da! Magically, I have a drawing now. I started off painting with the ground because the ground is so exciting. And I moved on to the cacti in the middle. If you haven't noticed, that is what I am painting, cacti. The sketch is really light, so I doubt you'll be able to see it. But basically, I drew out 3 little cacti that I like the shape of and gave them sunglasses. Because why not, right? Gotta protect your eyes, guys. The really cool thing about this paint set is that it's extremely shiny. Like, I've never seen a shinier paint than this. Like, the colors are really nice and they just glide over the page with your brush. It's really nice. They blend together really well. I don't like mixing paint, but I absolutely love doing it with this set. I just love how like the colors look. Even when they're mixed, they look amazing and very like vibrant, opaque. Honestly, the best watercolor set I've ever gotten. Very solid, 10 out of 10, would recommend. I had this particular set for a few years, so clearly I haven't used them that much if I had them this long, but when I do use them, it's really great. And this needlessly and necessarily long brush I use just happens to be my favorite brush to use with this paint set, because it just happens, it just did. Alright, it just felt right, and it still feels right. And speaking of the brush, after I finished painting my postcards, the paint around the handle bit when I'm holding it decided to crack, and I had to put tape on it, which did not make me happy. Like, worst thing that could have happened to me is one of my favorite brushes just deciding to have a mental breakdown, essentially. So take care for your brushes. They're very precious. Cacti are one of my most favorite things to draw in terms of plants. They're a little cool plants, but there's something about cacti and other type of succulents that is just really nice. Well, maybe because I am a little biased, since my best plants I ever owned were cacti, so I feel like I want to draw them on everything and everywhere. So I'm very quickly becoming that person on the internet who keeps drawing cacti everywhere. If that's who I am, so be it. I tried to make the cacti kind of be distinguishable from one another, so I avoided using too much of the same color on both of them, or 3 of them, and trying to interpret different elements to them, like one having little arms, the other one being shaped a little different. I don't know what to call that shape, but adding flowers to the top of the last 2 kind of made it really stand in my mind, being like, yeah, this looks good. These flowers are exactly what they needed. While the middle cacti has more height on them, the flowers help the other 2 catch up in terms of that. And also just the difference in how big they all are. And also making the effort into actually drawing different styles of glasses to kind of put on them and give them different colors and stuff kind of, made it more interesting. I don't know what to tell you. I just draw whatever comes to my mind sometimes. Do we need to explain everything in a 50-word essay? Come on now. Moving on to my second postcard, which is an ice cream. I did the background beforehand because my dumbass hand decided to constantly obscure the entire drawing, so I did include that bit in. You're not missing out. And I went straight in for the cherry. Self-explanatory, it's just one color, okay. And after that, I, off screen, wow, so cinematic. I mixed up the shades that I needed, which was like a minty green, so I needed to mix up some lovely shade of a light mint green. It didn't get to be the shade I particularly wanted. I wanted to go for like a much lighter, but the thing with colors is that, when you think you get the right shade and then it dries and you forget to taste test it, yes, don't eat your paint. It turns out a lot darker than what you were hoping for, but I was too miffed about the whole thing, so I just went with it. I was like, oh, whatever, I'll just use this mint green. And yeah, I was fine with it. You can't see it, but on the pages of painting it, it was a little bit streaky. For some reason, my brush decided that it doesn't want to paint smooth textures anymore. It wanted to leave horrible streaks in the paint, so yeah. Good thing you don't have to look at it close up. Secondly, I painted the other scoop, which is strawberry from the looks of it. I don't know, it's still not pale enough or pink enough to be considered an actual strawberry flavor. It would be very intense for strawberry because, again, I thought I mixed the right shade, but it dried a lot darker, so I didn't mind because I actually like the darker color more, because unlike the green, it actually went on smooth around the page. So yeah, maybe that's why my paintbrush cracked. Too much pressure. When painting mint ice cream, you can never forget to go back and apply the chocolate chips, but remember that you have to wait for it to dry. Yeah, after I did the shading, some parts of it still wasn't fully dry, so dumbass me forgot to check. I just went straight for it, but I managed to fix it. It wasn't that big of an inconvenience. Of course, later I painted the tissue holding the cone, and it looked just beautiful, like. And here are my postcards finished. They look really nice. Well, they look better in real life. Unfortunately, because I used Posca pens, the paper decided to warp a little bit, so it's a nice little, looks kind of like a boat, like the base of a boat. So yeah, they're not flat, but it's fine. I'm really pleased with how they turned out, especially the ice cream. I had my doubts, but here it is. I went ahead and added some extra little details to the ice cream. As you can see, I added a little bit of highlights because it was looking a little plain. I had a little accident with the fruit cacti. It's a little bit of a paint spillage, but it's fine. And yeah, that's all I've done. So see you later